What is going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another Smite video, and I know it has been a couple days since I uploaded, but I have been literally bedridden, sick for this is like day 3, with like, my eyes hurt just to even move them, and I have like such head congestion. I don't know what it is. I don't have a sore throat or anything like that, but like, my body aches, so I'm thinking sinus infection, head cold, flu, something like that. But, I have a bunch of games recorded. I've been kind of playing that while I've been sick. I just haven't had the urge to actually get up and edit and upload because it's just, oh, it's bad. But I had to make an exception. This is the patch notes day. I had to force myself to edit some videos, at least this one, to get this out, because these are my best videos. They get the most views, so I have to bear through it. But this is patch 4.3, Valley of Victory. Really, really, really cool patch. The skins are insane. We're gonna start off with that. Heaven's Rave Zeus. Yeah, just look at it. It in game, it's so amazing. I think the PTS is supposed to come out today. They said maybe today, but sometime this week. So be on the lookout for those. I will be uploading all what the skins look like. So yeah, these are such cool skins. That is Heaven's Rave Zeus. This one is Final Boss Thanatos. First thing I thought was Archon. Oh my god, it has that resemblance. Really amazing skin. Definitely a big twist on Thanatos, because usually you just see like the mask and the pumpkin head and the Archon. Still the best skin in the game, in my opinion, but we have a cool Thanatos skin right here. Thanatos is one of my favorite gods, so this will be fun to play with that skin. Conqueror Nike, pretty cool skin as well. The weapon is amazing, and this weapon kind of hints at something later in the patch, which is a new game mode that kind of revolves around Nike. Actually, she's not involved in it. She's just in like the preview kind of thing. But just remember this, how it's like a flag. You probably already seen the patch notes, you know what I'm talking about, but whatever. Next skin is Swashbuckler Sasano, adding to the Pirates. I'm not crazy about this skin, mainly because I'm just not crazy about the pirate skins. I don't know, it's just me. But it's okay, and nothing will beat Samurai Sasano in my opinion. But nevertheless, if you like pirates and you're a fan of the pirate skins, you'll probably like that one. And this one, Guang Unicorn Guang Yu. I'm just gonna say that, and then I'm gonna leave this here, and I'm gonna stop talking because it speaks for itself. I like Guang Yu because he is a healer, and I like to play healers, and he's got a good kit. So I think I'm gonna be seeing, or you guys are gonna be seeing a lot of Guang Yu coming weeks, because I want to play this skin. I don't like the quiet skins. I don't like that whimsical like ponies and bronies, and but like he's on a freaking unicorn. I mean, come on, he's a wizard, and the effects. Like I said, be on the lookout for the skin review videos. Hopefully tonight, maybe in the following days, depending on when the PTS is up, and you can see the effects on that, and I'll go over that. And Zeus actually gets his masteries, and so does Guang Yu. Those are updated masteries. Guang's doesn't change a whole lot because he doesn't have much skin exposed, but Zeus's obviously is changed. You can just kind of take a look at that yourself, what those are going to look like. So pretty cool right there. Amazing skins. They've hit skins on the head the last 2 patches, especially the Zeus, the Thanatos, and the Guang Yu, in my opinion. Terra gets a new dancing mode. Now, here is the new game mode. It's called Nike's Valley of Victory. Essentially, what this is, I'm going to put this right here, and you can pause it and read it yourself, but I'm going to sum it up. Essentially what it is capture the flag. If you've ever played capture the flag on Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or anything like that, that's basically what it is. You can only play, is it 4 or 5 gods? I forget. You can play Hercules, Anubis, Loki, Artemis. Oh yeah, it says right there. Hercules, Ymir, Anubis, Artemis, and Loki. You can only play as those gods because they wanted to do something fun. They wanted this to be fun. It's not supposed to be super competitive, although there is ranking systems, but it's not. It's a lot of matchmaking. You're going to play with people on your level. This is meant to be fun, not something to just grind and get mad over. Something fun, and it really is. Basically, you just try to capture the flag. You each have a team of those 4 gods. 1, 2, 3, 5 gods, sorry. And you try to, I think it's 5 flags is victory. Now, each god has a special ability they can do when they pick up the flag. So I know, for instance, Amir can dash forward, or he can throw the flag. That's all they went over. I don't know what other ones, what they can do. We'll have to actually see that in game. But there's caves you can go under, with doors opening, and they did stuff like that because there's no Thanatos or stuff with like flying alts that would limit that. They made this It looks super fun. I've always loved capture the flag. That's all I played on Call of Duty Black Ops 1. I've always liked that on World of Warcraft, so I'm super pumped. I just wish they would keep these game modes in. Like Fafnir's Wonderland I didn't play at all, I don't think. Shington's Mountain was fun. It was just frustrating. But this one they need to keep. This is why I like Smite. They do stuff like this. It's not just Conquest, like every other MOBA. They got Conquest, Clash, Joust, Duel, Arena, and they do these fun game modes. This is why Smite is the greatest MOBA in my opinion. That and the fact that it's third person. Who really likes top down? But nevertheless, this is going to be fun. The Victory Bundle, you get 15 Team Worshipper Booster, a music theme, Banner Plant Global Emote, not sure what that looks like. You get the Conqueror Nike, which is the skin up here. And that is why I hinted at the flag, because this is Capture Flag, this is her game mode, and there's her weapon right there. And 1 gold key. And I didn't pay much attention, but there is an Adventurer's Gold Vault, where you get keys and you can unlock Swashbuckler Susano and Guang Unicorn Guang Yu. Playing this, you don't actually have to buy them directly, you can win them in there. But then you can also buy these indirectly as well. Now, weapons in this. You can build, you have unlimited gold, but you cannot use relics. No relics, no rituals, I believe either. Just items. Like I said, they wanted it to be fun. No beads, no sanctuary or Aegis now again. And it's going to be interesting because before, if there was like an Amir and Hercules, okay, you bought beads. Now that's not going to happen. You can get chain CC'd with Anubis Wrap and an Amir Freeze, and it'll be interesting. And Loki mains, that's me. Yes, I'm a scumbag. I'm a diamond Loki. I understand. First god, one of the first gods I ever played. I think the first like 3 gods I played were Cupid, Loki, and Sol, maybe? I don't know. Cupid was the first and Loki was the second. But yeah. Once a god has the flag in their hand, they have different attack animations. It's not just on the back like most capture the flags. They actually hold it in their hand. Amir can use it as a weapon, and it does true damage. And they didn't go over the other ones. They only went over what Amir can do, so this will be fun to see. Got achievements. Guzembo gets his new achievements right here. Reflect 280 damage in a single user under spike shell. That's going to be super easy. Just face an Izanami and run at them. As Guzembo, knock up an enemy god 3 times in a single use of your Water Grave ability. Shouldn't be too hard, although now that they're nerfing his ultimate, which I kind of foreshadow, that might be a little more hard. Tower's backdoor protections no longer removed by god pets. So Bastet, when you use your cats, or Scotty, if you put the dog on there, the backdoor protections are no longer removed by them. This was like an unwritten rule in Smite that Titans and Phoenixes are stronger when it's just you. If there's minions there and other gods, it's weaker, stuff like that. That's just an unwritten rule. But now pets like Clay Soldiers, Scotty's dog, stuff like that, no longer removes the backdoor protections. Going into item changes now. Aura items, Heartward Amulet now only applies to gods. Now, excludes Mystical Mail and Emperor's Armor. I don't know, I thought this was a thing. Like, I thought that only affected gods. Apparently it affected minions too, maybe? Stat adjustments to enemies and allies made only affect allied gods respectively. We also update. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this is going for, but all of the aura items now only applies to the gods, apparently. I don't know. Hand of the Gods, fix the description stating this relic did no damage to jungle bosses. Frenzied Ritual, it reduces the duration from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, so a huge nerf on Frenzied Ritual. Rallying Ritual can no longer be used on someone that is being teleported to, and can no longer, be used on someone that is currently teleporting. So essentially, you cannot have your Ratatasker or your Mercury just ult into the Titan, and then everybody rally to that god. And people bypass that with a loophole by saying, well, how about Susano teleports to Mercury, and then Guang Yu teleports to Susano, and then Terra teleports to Guang Yu. You can't do that. You cannot teleport to gods that are teleporting to someone else now. So, not a big change. I didn't see that being used much. I have seen this ritual picked up a bunch, but I guess I haven't played enough Conquest to see that happening, but that is fixed. Bumba's Mask gets like nerfs and buffs. It's weird here. It no longer requires last hitting in the jungle monster to receive the passive benefit, which is good. And will now only apply the passive bonus of health, mana, and gold to the closest god with Bumba's Mask that is within assist range of the defeated camp. So basically, the junglers are going to be getting their what Bumba's Mask was last season. You know, the jungler was able to tank the buffs and get their health back from being in assist range. They can do that now. However, a lot of people run like multiple Bumba's Masks in one game. The mid laner will get Bumbas, the jungler will get Bumbas, soul laner get Bumbas. Now, whatever the closest god is that is in assist range, you cannot get the last hit, they get the benefit from that. So if you're running a traditional only the jungler gets Bumba's Mask, then this is going to be a big buff to you as a jungler. Sands of Time actually gets buffed here. It increases the mana per 5 per stack from 1.5 to 2. I thought this was going to get nerfed. This is like the only starter item that I see any mages pick up in the mid lane, so... But they also buff the other ones. Soulstone now heals 40 mana when consuming 5 stacks. Vamp Shroud increases mana restored from 5 to 8 per enemy god killed. So all of the magical starter items got buffed. At least these three, the 3 main ones. Shield of Regrowth. Oh boy. I was kind of waiting for this. It increases the cost by 100 and reduces the health by 100. Costs more, does less. The item was broken. I mean, it had to happen. I didn't want it to, but it had to. With Chang'e or Hell or Guang or Shock, this item, if you could self-heal, this item was ridiculous. I think it was underlooked last season, but when they changed it to this season, it was just ridiculous. I mean, you get like Chang'e with the Shield of Regrowth and then the Bracer as your relic. Like, you're just not killable. So, on to god changes. Now, Bastet with her backdoor protections on her ultimate being negated now, her open wounds increases the damage by 5% to kind of make up for that. Izanami, her base damage is decreased by 4, which is really good. I hate playing against Izanamis. On her release, I thought she was one of the worst gods in the game, and they decided to buff her and then buff her again, and then she became super good. People were finally realizing that, like, to not upgrade her lane clear, because her basics can do that itself, so upgrade your 1, clear with your basics, and then just destroy with your 1. Her split pushing potential is crazy because she gets that attack speed and that penetration and that damage from her 1, and then as the tower's attacking you, you're just getting more pen. Like, her split push potential is crazy. She can't get away like Apollo, or she can't guarantee to take it like Bastet, but I think she's one of the better split pushers in the game as well, especially because she has an invisibility. Kuzenbo getting some nerfs and buffs, which is weird. From what I heard, he's been underperforming a lot, so I think they would just buff him, but they're doing a little bit of both. His passive fixed a description error that properly convey the damage mitigation this passive provides. Shell spikes can now be activated if he is under CC, which is really good. If you get Artemis trapped or you get any kind of CC, you can pop this to kind of protect yourself and do more damage to the enemy god. Watery Grave reduces the duration by 0.7 seconds, so this is essentially 1 less maximum knockup. What I was saying with the achievement is you're going to have to hit every single one of them to get that achievement now, so see how that plays in. But his ultimate did seem a little crazy, especially in Joust. If you blink and then pop your 3 and push them under tower and then ult them under tower so they just cannot leave the tower, like, it was a little crazy. But it increases the first hit damage. It used to scale from 60 to 220, now scales from 80 to 280, so big damage buff there, especially for a Guardian. Increase the tick damage, used to be 30 to 110, is now 40 to 140, so nice buffs there as well. Increases his movement speed buff by 10%, and fix an issue where he could be knocked up during the warm-up of this ability. Sumo Slam also gets an increase in damage. Used to be 60 to 185, is now 80 to 200, so although they did nerf him a little bit with this, overall he gets buffed. With the CC being able to pop shell spikes while you're CC'd, it says on the effects of crowd control, so I'm assuming that's hard CC or displacement CC, anything. That's what I'm assuming. Nuwa, again, where they changed Bastet to make up for her backdoor protections not proccing now. Nuwa, her Shining Metal increases the magic power scaling by 15% on it, but decreases the minion explode by 5. So kind of just buffing her in another area with her lane clear, so just to make up for those protections. Now this is the star of the patch notes, I think. So I almost said Susano. Osiris getting a lot of love. Now I've said before, there's like nothing scarier than a good Osiris because he is like a true skill shot god. First of all, you got to hit basics. Second of all, you gotta hit Spirit Flail, Sickle Strike, which is a skill shot. And that is a pure skill shot, and it can't go through anything, so you gotta hit the god. Spirit Flail is a pretty small ability too. You gotta be able to hit that, so basically, he's gonna hit harder than he already did. But it'll reward those players who are really good with Osiris. I've always liked him, and I might have to start playing him a little more now, especially that since, oh my gosh, what is the starter item? Oh my gosh, Death Toll got a buff at the start of the season. So it increases the damage on his Sickle Strike. It used to be 60 to 220, is now 60 to 240, so a little more late game damage there. Used to be 30% of your physical power, is now 40% of your physical power. Spirit Flail changes the damage. Used to be 80 to 280, is now 70 to 290. So a little less early damage, more late game damage. But the physical power scaling went from 50% to 75% on Osiris. Whereas he is generally an attack speed warrior, generally, kind of same with Amaterasu, or some people build Bologna attack speed. But generally speaking, I think Osiris is the one who's more attack speed based, especially since he can stun you and slow you and just keep you where he wants you. So I'm not sure. We'll see. I still think he's going to be played a lot more now, especially, was it like Season 2 that he was like one of the top solo laners? Ratatasker. Getting some changes here. It increases the cost of Acorn of Swiftness, which I believe this is his second tier, by 200. But the final form remains at 1600. So basically, you just can't buy this in the jungle right away. You have to wait a little longer in order to get your second tier of your Acorn, because that is such a special ability with him. The fact that he doesn't have to back to buy boots, essentially. You know, he can just do it from the jungle, which that is his passive, so it kind of goes hand in hand, but just a little nerf. Not something to make it a little more, or a little less accessible, I should say. Dart decreased the cooldown reduction from Flurry and Acorn Blast. Used to be 2 seconds per god hit, is now 1 second, so a little nerf on that. And Through the Cosmos reduced the landing radius by 5. So overall, some nerfs on Rat, which I don't think needed. I think Rat's in a decent spot. He's still a really good jungler, okay solo laner, but like, I don't know, I think that's good for Rat, especially because he spent so long being notoriously known as the worst god in the game. Which is a fun fact. I liked Rat before. I like being able to double dash through people. I think it surprised a lot of people when you just get 100 to 0 by a Rat. I think now the stopping on the Dart is just a personal preference. I was more of a Rat main before, and I just kind of stopped playing him. I got him to level 7 really quick, and then haven't really touched him since. Soul gets some buffs after the Fatalis effect was removed on her, fixed an issue on her Radiance where it wasn't producing on heal effects, and it decreased the cooldown by 2 seconds. It also changed the healing. Used to scale from 5 to 25% of your missing health, is now 25% of missing health at all ranks. Big buff right there to Soul. Supernova also gets a damage increase of successive hits by 10%. Terra getting some love as well. Essentially some love. Her Monolith now deals 70 to 200 plus 50 of your magical power. I think it was supposed to be percent. 50% of your magical power immediately when broken by force of nature. So as soon as you break that and you stun somebody, it does damage to the god immediately. And it reduces the tick damage. It used to be 15 to 35, is now 10 to 18. So overall, Monolith deals 20 more base damage at all ranks if you hit like everything on it. So overall it's a buff, but the tick damage is reduced. It's just going to deal a lot more damage on it's actually going to deal damage on the initial hit, which is really good. I think that was something needed because she's kind of fallen off. Once they changed her Monolith to where it can be taken down, I think that kind of hurt her a lot. But I like Terra still. Still think she's in a good place, especially with this. Now Thoth gets a little nerf. Evade and Punish now stops on the first enemy got hit. Thank God. Thoth, I always said when on his release, he was one of the more skilled-based gods. Not as much as Uller or Tyr, but like, you have to hit skill shots with this god. He's basically the Rama of mages. And once people, months and months go by and people figured him out, oh, it was terrifying. Thoths are scary now. I've always liked Thoth. But, yeah, that is going to wrap up the patch, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, including the skin reveals, which I will hopefully be able to do today if the PTS is out today. The links to these patch notes will be in the description, as well as social media links, including Twitch, which you should definitely follow me on there. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up, guys. And until next time, guys, thank you for the support, and I'll see you again soon.